Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Katrina and today we'll go through a bit of a more fiery power flow where we'll get our blood flowing and our body moving. I guarantee you'll feel great after this one. We'll start at the very top of the mat, standing up. So you can bring your feet around hip width distance apart, really grounding them in towards the earth, towards your mat. Finding the four corners of the feet as you maybe roll your shoulders back and down. Finding that good posture. Finding that slight engagement, that slight support in the core. You can allow your arms to rest by your sides as you start to arrive here. Feeling yourself grow roots into the mat. And then from there, becoming a little bit taller through the spine as you take deep inhales. The back of the neck is long, so maybe the chin is just gently tucked. You can close the eyes as you ground here for a few breaths. Deep inhales and deep exhales. Starting to connect into this moment, into this space, into yourself. Drawing in for a little bit before we start moving. Take one more inhale in through the nose. And then you can open the mouth and sigh the air out. Opening the eyes too. We're going to move our arms up as we inhale, extended mountain pose. And then exhale, folding over the legs. Good. Extending through the spine, lengthen as you inhale. And then exhale, plant your hands onto the mat. We step into a plank pose, either with your knees down or lifted. We'll go through a vinyasa. So chaturanga, upward facing dog or cobra. Inhaling here, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Taking a few breaths here. Maybe you move the hips from side to side. Maybe you bend one knee at a time. Lifting the heels up, pressing them down. See what feels good as you pedal the feet out. Beautiful. Firmly rooting the palms into the mat. Activating through the shoulders. Turning the triceps in. Beautiful. From here, we're going to bring our left hand towards the center of the mat, and we'll reach towards the left ankle with our right hand. So coming into a twist here. You can gaze up towards the ceiling or the sky from underneath your left arm and come into this twist. Good. Inhale. And then as you exhale, release the right hand back down, coming back into your regular downward facing dog. Beautiful. From here, we're going to inhale, moving our weight forward towards a plank pose. And now you can either bring your knees down or keep them lifted. We're going to stay here for a few breaths, starting to connect to our center, finding an engagement there, starting to activate that region. Maybe you move forward and back a little bit. See how that feels in your core. Good. With our next exhale, we're going to lower halfway. And then as you inhale, push back up. Beautiful. Remember, you can keep your knees grounded there. We'll do that again. So exhale, lower down, and push back up. Good. We'll do that once more. Exhale. But now as you inhale, find an upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Take an inhale and exhale. We're going to inhale the right leg up behind us, back in space. And as you exhale, draw the right knee in towards the right tricep. Hovering here for just a moment. And then as you inhale, kick back again. And then exhale, draw the right knee towards the left tricep. So a little bit of a twist. And then inhale again towards the sky. And then exhale, draw the knee towards your chest. Stopping here for a moment, really squeezing the knee towards your chest, and then step the foot forward. Beautiful. Coming into your lunge position. We're going to root down through the feet. And when you're ready, you can inhale, coming all the way up into a high lunge. Beautiful. Take your time to really settle into this pose, pressing both feet against the mat, squaring through the hips, finding that control in the core. We'll inhale, and then as we exhale, we gently tap our left knee towards the mat. And then rise back up as you inhale, and then exhale, tap the knee down. And then come back up, and exhale, back down. Beautiful. Coming back up once more, reaching up through the arms as you inhale. And then as you exhale, you can circle the arms back down onto the mat. We're going to move our left hand towards the left side of the mat and see if you can move through this transition where you bring your left knee in towards the chest and sit down, finding Navasana. Reaching your arms forward, parallel to the mat, as are the shins. Keeping your chest really open, shoulders pulling back and down, long spine, and finding that engagement in your center. We take an inhale here, and then as we exhale, find a low boat. And then inhale back up again, and then exhale, low boat, and inhale up once again, and exhale down. We'll come up into a boat pose, and see if you can find a chair pose, maybe with one swift movement, or maybe you help with your hands and rise up into the chair, taking it step by step. Good. And then settling into your chair pose, so moving the hips back and down, arms reaching forward and up, finding that engagement in the core here too. Make sure you can see your toes from behind your knees. Lengthen through the spine. Beautiful. Maybe you close your eyes here for a moment too, just to connect back to your breath, connecting back to that fiery feeling. Maybe you feel it around the glutes, around the hips, maybe around the core too. Good. We'll take one final inhale, and then exhale. Find a forward fold. Beautiful. Releasing for a moment. Good. We inhale, lengthen through the spine, looking forward, and exhale, fold over the legs. And then coming all the way up to standing, arms come overhead, extended mountain pose, and then hands to heart center. Beautiful. You can release your arms by your sides as we move to the other side. We'll inhale our arms up again, and then exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, looking forward. Then plant your hands onto the mat. Step into a plank pose, going through a vinyasa. See if you want to keep the knees lowered down or lifted, upward facing dog or cobra. Those options are always there, and we end up in a downward facing dog. Now moving your right hand towards the center of the mat. We're going to reach our left hand towards the right ankle or shin. See where you can reach so that you start to find that twist. Maybe gazing from underneath the right armpit. And remember, you can always keep your knees slightly bent here too. Good. Inhale, pressing the right hand against the mat. And then release back into a downward facing dog as you exhale. Good. From here, with our next inhale, we move forward, coming into that plank pose. Now remember, you can keep your knees down or lifted. We're going to move our weight forward as we inhale, and we're going to lower halfway as we exhale, and then push back up. Beautiful. We'll do that again. Inhaling, lower halfway, and push back up. Good. Now we'll do the final round, going into an upward facing dog or cobra. Beautiful. Inhaling here, and downward facing dog, exhale. Good job. From here, reaching the left leg up behind us in space. We exhale, moving it towards the left tricep. Good. And then inhale, back up again. And then exhale, move it towards the right tricep. And then inhale, back up. And then exhale towards the chest, really hugging it in for a moment, staying here, and then finally stepping forward. Beautiful. Ground through the feet. Find your stance here, and then inhale, come all the way up into that high lunge. Beautiful. Find your foundation through the feet, hips squaring, core engaging. Beautiful. Take an inhale here. Lengthen through the upper body. And as you exhale, tapping the right knee towards the mat. Good. And then inhale back up. And tap down through the right knee. And then back up. And tap down once again. Good. Rising back up. We take a big inhale. And then exhale. You can release down through the hands. Grounding your right hand towards the right side of the mat so you have space to step through. So we're going to bring the right knee in and see if you can sit down, finding your Navasana. Reach the arms forward, lengthen through the spine, shoulders lowering down, and keep breathing. We often forget to do that when we come into tricky postures, where we're engaging many muscles of the body. Good, take an inhale. And then as you exhale, lower down into a low boat. Good. Inhale back up and exhale down. Once more, inhale and exhale down. Now we come into that boat and see if you can find a chair pose. So you can practice that a few times if you like. It's a bit of a tricky transition, but when you have your core control, maybe a bit of momentum too might help. You'll be able to find your chair pose in no time. Good. We settle here, grounding the hips towards the earth, letting them sink lower down, and reaching up through the arms. Good. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, lower down over the legs. Good. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold over. Then coming all the way back up into a standing position, arms come overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. From here, we inhale our arms up again, and then exhale, fold over the legs. Lengthen as you inhale. And then you can step into a plank pose, possibly going through a vinyasa of your choice. Knees can be down again or raised up. Upward facing dog or cobra, and downward facing dog. Beautiful. From here we reach our right leg up behind us. And then we're going to start to bend through the right knee, opening through the hip. Good. Maybe from here you start to drop over into a wild thing. Reaching up through the hips, opening through the chest, and reaching the right arm over. Good. Opening up through the front body. And then we start to move back towards the top of the mat. Try to do this transition as slowly as you can. So we start to hug the right knee in towards the chest, and with control, step it forward between the hands. So we end up with the right foot forward. Now we turn the left heel behind us, finding warrior two. Good. With our arms pointing towards the front and the back of the mat, really pressing the right heel down against the mat to find that contact with your surface. Good. Inhale. And then as you exhale, we find a Skandasana at the back of the mat. Maybe keeping your hands at heart center, or you can also lower them down onto the mat or the ground. And then we switch sides, right knee bends. Hands at heart center or on the ground. And then we switch once more. Left knee bends, moving towards the back of the mat. See if you want to take your support from the ground. Well done. From here we push back up into a warrior two. Inhale here. And then as you exhale, you can cartwheel the hands back down, step into a plank pose and go through a vinyasa. Upward facing dog or cobra, and downward facing dog. Beautiful. We continue. Left leg sweeps up, and then bending through the left knee, start to open through the hip, maybe dropping over into a wild thing. Reaching up through the hips, open through the chest, reaching the left arm over. Good. Take an inhale. And then start to move back through center. Now moving through this transition, slowly with control, finally stepping the left foot forward. Beautiful. We turn the right heel, finding a warrior two. And then settling here, pressing the left foot down towards the mat and also activating the right leg, the right foot. Good. We inhale and then find a Skandasana at the back of the mat. Right knee bends. See if you want to take your support from the mat or keep the hands at heart center with switch. Left knee bends. Good. And switch once more. Right knee bends. Beautiful. From here, finding warrior two, opening the arms out. Inhale. And then exhale. Back onto the mat. Step into a plank and vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. Take an inhale here. And exhale out. From here we're going to start to lower our forearms onto the mat and find a dolphin pose. See if you want to walk your feet a little bit closer or keep them a little bit further away. And finding this posture. It's quite a powerful posture for the shoulders, for the arms. But see if you can start to lengthen through the spine, guiding the sitting bones towards the ceiling or the sky. You can always bend the knees here. Or then start to guide the heels towards the mat. You can rest your head, release it between the arms if that feels good for you. And then just take a few more breaths here, trying to stay in that possibly uncomfortable space, possibly fiery space. Good. Take one more inhale. And then see if with your exhale you can ground down the hands and press back into a downward facing dog. Good. Final inhale here. And then as you exhale, release your knees onto the mat and find a child's pose. Good. You can rest your forehead on the mat, releasing through the hips, through the shoulders, through the arms. Connecting back to your breath, checking in with the body, see how it feels with all that powerful movement. How does it feel right now as it comes into a still place? Maybe you feel your blood pumping, your breath might still be racing a little bit. And allow your whole body, your whole system, your mind to arrive at a still place. You can stay here for as long as feels good for you. But I'm going to start to roll my spine up, coming into a seat, lengthening through the spine. Sitting over the heels, resting my hands on the thighs, on my lap. And just enjoying that stillness that takes place in your mind, in your body, as you finish a yoga practice. It's that bliss that we do this for, isn't it? Beautiful. Take one more big inhale in, all the way to the very bottom of the lungs. And then you can open the mouth, sigh the air out. Bringing your hands to heart center in gratitude. You can bow your head towards your hands. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. I hope it was enjoyable for you. I for sure feel energized and quite powerful after that one. And I hope you feel that way too. If you enjoy my videos, please do subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every Thursday, so I'm here every week. The likes and the comments really go a long way, so if you did enjoy this, please give me a thumbs up and let me know what you thought of the flow. I hope I see you here next week too. Thanks so much.